Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Fortifying Your Faith. My name is Haston Hanley, and I'm so glad you can be with us today as we are going to be concluding our study looking at the fruit of the Spirit. So at this point in the season, we have already covered 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 5 through 7, looking over the Christian virtues, as they're often called, where Peter says, and besides this, give all diligence, add to your faith virtue, virtue knowledge, and knowledge temperance, temperance patience, patience godliness, and godliness brotherly kindness or brotherly love, we discussed, and to brotherly love, charity or love. And we have been studying through the fruit of the Spirit in this discussion of needing to grow in our Christian walk. And so we have gotten through the statement of, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience or long-suffering, gentleness, kindness, and today we're going to be looking at goodness. Now, the reason we're not going to be discussing faith or faithfulness and meekness is we've already kind of covered these things along with temperance and self-control in other lessons that we've done so far this season. And so after this episode, we're going to be looking at growing in several different areas like we discussed last week. But to end this section, I want us to take just a minute to think about what showing our goodness looks like and growing in goodness. I say that because the fruit of the Spirit is the byproduct of the Spirit. That is something that comes forth from living a godly life. And so to grow in goodness is the idea of leaving behind that which is not good, that which is far away from the truth. So what does that look like? Well, we have to look at the idea of the perfect example of goodness and turning away from evil. I want us to first go to 3 John verse 11. This is just going to be a quick stop here, but John says, Beloved, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. He that doeth good is of God, but he that doeth evil has not seen God. That is, as Christians, we are to turn away from that which is evil and follow, and not just follow, but even live by and be the example of that which is good. And yes, there are times that can be difficult in the Christian life and in the world around us today, but being good and being that good example doesn't necessarily have to be bad. It might cause us to stand out from the world around us, but we're at the point now that might not be a bad thing. And that's not even necessarily talking spiritually. I'm talking about not blending in with the morals, the actions, and all of that with the world. And yes, of course, as Christians, we are called to be separate and apart from the world. I also want us to look at James chapter 1 and verse 17, where James reminds us that every good gift and every perfect gift comes down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither a shadow of turning. What an amazing thought that is, to realize that to really be able to go to God, to have that understanding of goodness is amazing to realize. To just stop and view God as being the one who gives us everything that's good. We understand what good is because good is of God. But we also need to take the time to leave that evil and that wickedness behind, and that boils down to just about every part of our life. I want us, as this is going to be a quicker podcast today, to just look at Philippians chapter 4 and verse 8, where Paul, writing to these Philippians and encouraging them, says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report or a good reputation, if there be any virtue, if there is any goodness in it, and if there is any praise to be had, think on these things." So even as Christians, to grow in goodness, it requires a shift of focus. It requires a shift of mindset. It requires a shift of ingesting things, not necessarily food, but the things that we are around. Are we focusing on and giving that time and that praise and that brain power to things that are actually worth listening to? So I hope as we continue through this season and study of growing in so many different areas of our life and that need to grow, I pray and I hope that we can keep looking at these things, as next week, Lord willing, we will be looking at the need to grow in character. That's not just our inner monologue or our moral compass, but even how we live our lives around the people around us. How people see us potentially being the only Bible that they will ever read. But until next week when we come back together, I hope you will continue studying, continue praying so that we can all fortify our faith.